So I'm heading for the G20 test drive now. Alright, so I'm in car B2, which puts me in this one. Yeah, that's right. Ta-da! Yeah, there's already somebody inside. I met her earlier. So I'm going to be driving this. So, to bring you guys the experience in a while. Alright, so we are in car number B2. We are going on the first run now. Test drive. So I'm not going to show you my face the whole while because who wants to see my face. I'm going to turn it around. And alright, we have about what, 8 cars lined up with us. And BMW have brought out a ton of G20s, like so many. That's the lead driver who will be guiding us. And let's see what the whole drive is like. Evelyn's driving, by the way.
Wait for us, guys.
So Evelyn, where are you from?
I'm actually from Sarawak.
Oh,
Sarawak.
wow.
Yes.
Alright.
I came all the way here just to drive a BMW. No, I'm kidding.
That would be amazing, actually. Okay, so apparently the guys have just told us that we're heading to where?
Genting Highlands.
We're heading to Genting Highlands.
Just be careful of traffic.
That means I'm going to be fighting with Evelyn soon to drive the car. So
Nah,
Yeah,
bruh. That's mine. All mine. Hey, BMW. Hey, BMW.
You can just go to your navigation.
Hey, BMW. It doesn't work.
Uh-oh.
Oh shit.
BMW.
BMW, what up, bros?
Yeah, don't even
Why aren't you working for me?
So try that out on navigation.
We have to admit that Hey BMW did not work
did
on
not
our
work,
first
guys.
attempt. We've already put in the
Oh,
navigation
sorry.
now, but that was interesting.
The expected drive time is 30
Okay,
minutes.
now she's talking. Do we have a drag race? Do we have a drag race? No, we do not, sadly, because we drive legally and safely, that's why. My turn to drive now. Sorry, Evelyn, it's my turn. Okay, first things first, of course, seatbelt. And being a BMW driver, I'm gonna remember to always use my signal.
Okay,
It's a
we're gonna
stereotype.
move off. Everybody get ready.
Right, that's
So
our
the car tree is only
lead
one driver.
guy and his walkie-talkie over here. Quickly set up. Everything's motorized as usual, of course. Cool as hell dash, man. Super cool. Everything's ready. And now, I'm gonna let the GoPro do its thing. I'm gonna be alternating between the modes and we'll see what's what. Let's go. We are heading down from Genting on the Kara Highway. Just to let you guys know. Okay, I'm gonna hope the navigation lady doesn't get in the way too much here, but we don't have the car for long. We're driving back from
The expected drive time is 30 minutes.
she's in the way. Driving back from Genting Sempa, it took turns. We're in car number what, B2.
Traffic is unusually.
And yeah, my partner Evelyn was driving on the way up, so I had a chance to show you some driving footage. Now it's my turn. I'm gonna give you my impressions. Okay, first off, comfort, no doubt. The seats better than F30. They're a lot more supportive, a lot more comfortable, less harsh, but
Turn
equally
right
supportive because the
100
lumbar
meters
support, I
and then
think they've already
immediately
tweaked it.
turn right again.
So I feel that a lot more comfortable. So as a daily driver, and let's say you have your aches and pains and everything, coming back from a long day of work, you're gonna enjoy the car. No doubt that you're definitely gonna enjoy it. My first impression when it comes to the steering, not the best, because I feel it's a bit too grown up for a 3 Series. I would like a more sporty steering for a 3 Series, but at the same time, the steering feeling is amazing because you can't go wrong with that. Okay, I've got a chance to go into a bit of a sprint here because I'm in sport mode, and I'm gonna floor it. Alright. Now the 2 liter, good chance to talk about it. 258 horses. 400 Nm of torque, 0 to 105.8 seconds. Class leading, number one. Standard BMW stuff. They always win when it comes to this. I mean, have you ever found a BMW which you didn't enjoy the performance? Let's be realistic, BMW is awesome when it comes to that. Roundabout here, I mean, if I was driving, the roundabout would be a lot more smoky. But not my car. Not my car. Okay, so where did I stop? Yeah, the steering. Physically, the steering, like I said, is a bit too grown up for my taste. Feels a bit more like a 7 Series or the 5 Series. But steering feeling, number one. BMW steering feeling, as you speed up, it gets a bit more weighted. So you feel good, you feel comfortable, you feel secure. You can push the car. You don't feel too light. But when you're in slow traffic, it's light enough for you. It's not too heavy because the car, this is a 1.5-ish ton car. We're in a tunnel doing some pulls with the other G30s. Sometimes I wonder if these cars are actually turbocharged or not because the power response is so linear. I mean, BMW is in a class of its own when it comes to turbocharging cars. I mean, they just feel so amazing, so connected. Throttle response, which is what most people lose when it comes to turbocharging, is so amazing in a BMW. I don't know how they do it, but BMW, please keep doing it. Okay, we are the excited part of the drive now. Evelyn was just out the window taking photos of the G20s. So, okay, coming up, traffic was a bit heavy. Now we got a chance to boot it a bit. So on the bends, oh shit, phones are flying. So around the bends, something very important, this car does not have any adaptive suspension. It has one suspension setting, which BMW claim gets everything done. It gets the comfort done, gets the sportiness done. So as we go around the bends now, I'm going to give you my honest opinion, see what's what. Okay, perfect example, comfort, no issue. Because on the bumpy roads over here, there are a lot of holes everywhere. Seems pretty stable to me. It doesn't offset the steering doesn't judder too much, or you don't feel like you need to always be holding it in two hands. And to be honest, I just want to take this car around some really fast bends and see what's what. Because BMW has always been famous for the adaptive suspension, with the way the car reacts and changes feeling. Alright, this one so far seems to be doing a pretty good job. Just to let you guys know, I am in sport mode now, and you don't need to worry as if the car changes into something undrivable, because gear changes, yes, they sharpen, the throttle response is sharper, steering tightens up a bit, but it's not like you can't live with it. You don't have exploding exhaust, the gear changes do not violently shake the car or anything like that. It is very much still drivable, you just get better response, and as the name suggests, sportier driving. I gotta say, the G20 hides its weight very well. It comes in at about 1.5 something kind of tons, which is lighter than most of its rivals, but no matter what, it is still a hefty amount. But given that it's longer and wider than the F30, it hides its weight very well, and the size, because I don't feel like I'm driving around a car this long. It feels a lot more nimbler. Okay, time for some honest opinions. The car feels a tad, and I gotta specify here, just a tiny amount floaty. Maybe it's because I'm used to a more performance oriented type of driving, but I wish it was a little bit more stiffer. It would compromise daily driving, I admit it would, but it's a personal opinion. Slightly stiffer, just a bit more stiffer, and it would help the confidence when you're really hammering around the corners. Again, I have to specify, this is not to any fault of BMW, it's a personal opinion, take it or leave it. Alright, let's go into manual. Okay, so now I'm in manual mode, and let's see how the... I just love the gearbox on BMs. They don't run the dual clutch gearbox like everybody else right now, and yet their gear shifts are superb, and the sound, BMW really know how to appeal to the driver's basic instincts. I mean, you gotta drive when you feel it, guys. You just gotta drive when you feel it. get to a BMW showroom, test drive one, and you'll know what I'm talking about. Touch, drops a gear, touch, drops a gear, changes gear so fast. Especially in turbocharged cars nowadays, it's not easy to achieve such a thing. 400 Newton meters. If the 330i is already this good, I can't wait for the M3. BMW, please invite me for that. And in overseas, they do get a 340i, which is the equivalent to the F30 335i. BMW have not said anything about that coming to Malaysia, but don't we always hope for more power? Okay, I'm gonna see if we can do a little 0 to 100 kind of thing.
Can you come auto? Keep right, keep right.
Okay, I'm in sport, manual,
Reach a lot of traffic on MR.
full power, foot down.
So after you come auto, you can accelerate a bit
Yep.
and stay right.
The
Stay
car
right.
handles it
Follow
very well, no
right.
issues. Alright, driving experience. Okay, if I tilt it down a bit, you guys can see.
Super, come in super.
Alright, yeah, you see the whole dash, everything's super cool. If you check out photos of the 8 series, this is how it's like. And the steering seems a lot like the G30 5 series and the 7 series, so I guess that's the whole design language they're going with, you know, they're trickling down everything. You know, that's what mainstream car makers do nowadays, so I guess it's fair enough lah. Other than that, everything is pretty standard BMW stuff. Cool, high quality, driver oriented. You don't get bombarded with information. If you get bombarded with information, it's not nice. I mean, drivers know this. You don't like to be smashed in the face with information. You want precise, accurate, what you want to hear, what you want to see, you receive. End of story. Like over here, see, you get the speed here, you get the RPM here, you get a digital readout of your speed as well. You get your range, how many km you have left because you don't want to run out somewhere. You have your gear, and then you have what mode you're in. Simple, very basic. You don't need everything like hitting you. If you go to manual mode, you can see your gear there, back. Then you go into comfort mode, the whole thing changes from red to orange. And eco mode, of course, everything goes to blue. Throttle lightens up, and you start to save fuel and everything lah. Comfort mode lah. Let's stick to comfort because I'm not a patient guy. Okay, we got a chance to do a pull here. I'm gonna go into sport. I'm gonna actually go into sport plus. I'm going to manual, and let's see what kind of 0 to 100 times we can hit. Okay, I'm dropping it into manual. I'm in M1. There's another G30 in front of me, G20 sorry, and boot it. Okay, the first gear does not change by itself, so if you're in manual, you gotta completely do it by yourself. But that was still interesting because the car speeds up as if it's not turbocharged at all. You get power throughout the whole rev range, all the way up to the red line. Throttle response in sport is amazing. It just reacts. Look at that. So now traffic everywhere around. I'm gonna go into auto, getting out of sport plus, comfort, and you got a daily driver. So overall, I would say the G20, the lady. Overall, I would say the G20 does a good job in combining the characteristics of a performance driver and a simple family man. Be it you're a guy, lady, racing driver, old man, whatever, this car is going to cater to your needs because it does the job. It gets the job done in a beautiful, classy style. It's a nice place to be in inside here. Nice car to look at. You get the looks of everybody. If you're a single guy, welcome to all the ladies. Of course, you want a Z4 for that lah, but this actually does get the job done anyway. So you want to check out the G20, head down to any showroom, test drive it, book it. It's yours now for RM 328,500.